to my YouTube channel. Today I will show you how you can create communication between your Excel file and your MySQL database, and how you can put your records, your data from Excel sheet to your MySQL database. So to do these functions, we need to have a database in MySQL server. I have opened my MySQL server and I have created a database. For example, its name is employee records. It has only one table and four fields are there. First field is emp name for employee name, second is address, third is mobile, and fourth is salary. So this is the structure of my table. The table name is mdetails and database name is employee records. So you also need to create this database. Second thing, you have to create an Excel file uh, which is similar to this layout, which are displayed in this screen. I have created some text boxes. There are 5 text boxes to enter necessary credentials of database, such as server name, username, password, database name, and tables. So we can put all necessary details from these text boxes. I have created 3 buttons which will used to perform some actions, such as to put the records into database and retrieve the records from database and delete all the records from database. So we need to create these 3 buttons, and I have entered some records for examples. So I would like to show you its functions, how it works. Then I will explain the coding of these functions. There should be title, its employee name, address, mobile, and salary. These are the fields of database also, and same structure is there in our spreadsheet. So I will show you how it works. uh, as I click on this button, which is add records, then all these records which are written here will be stored in my MySQL database. Currently, as you can see, there is no records. My table is absolutely empty. When I click on this button, so all these records will be in the database. So I am going to click it. Just watch it carefully. I clicked it. A message will become which says data inserted successfully. It means our data, these records are inserted in our database. So we will check. This is the query to show the data from database from mdetails table. This is SQL query. You all know this query. I run it. Just check it that all the records from our Excel sheet have been successfully stored in our table. Now I will show the function of delete all button. When I click on it, then all the records from database will be erased. Now you can see the records are there. There are some records, and when I click on delete all button, that all records will be erased. So I'm going to click it. A message is there which says records deleted. It means all the records are deleted. So I run this query again. Just check it. There are no records. All the records have been erased. So this button will erase all the records from database. The last button, which is refreshed, will refresh our spreadsheet. When I click on this button, the data will become from database into this portion, into this range. Because this is this database is empty, there is no records, so we will have to add some records again. I click on it, add records again, so records can be stored. Check it now. Yes, records have been inserted into database. Now I clear my worksheet. There are no records. Then when I click on refresh button, it retrieves all the records from database and displays in this area. Okay, just check it. All the records are retrieved from database by clicking refresh button. Employee name, some code is wrong there. Address, mobile, and salary. Okay, now I will show you how it works. Just take a button, insert new record. This is the code of first button, which is add new records, and it will add new records to the database. I have written already this code because of I want to save sometimes, but I will explain in details the function of this code. First, this is the variable declaration section where I declared all necessary variables. First variable is for the ADODB connections. I created a variable which name says con, which is ADODB connection variable. ADODB connection will create and it responsible for all necessary data manipulation functions, just like as connection to database and create record sets and uh, putting records to the database, getting records from database, means all the necessary functions will be possible when you have a connection of AudioDB. So I created a variable of AudioDB connections. Before you create this variable, you need to have reference of AudioDB connections. So you need to put reference. So just click on tools menu, then references. You will get a dialog box, reference dialog box. This is the reference dialog box, and you need to have these two references. First is Microsoft Forms 2.0 object library, uh, which is the reference of many Windows Elements tools like forms, user form, command buttons, combo box, option button, text box, etc. And second is many ActiveX data objects 2.8 library, which is a reference of AudioDB connections and other necessary objects. So these two references should be inserted in this application. So the second variable is table name, which stores the name of table. SQL str string variable, which will store SQL command. RS is the variable of AudioDB.recordSet. Record set is the collection of records. It is an object that holds all the records of your database and gives you functionality to access them, just like uh, updating records, adding records, deleting records. All these functions will be provided by record set object. So we need to have a variable of this object. This line will create two local variables, 0 and 0. I will explain uh, how it works. Then next line is some this line will create some another variables for our values. Amp name for employee name, address is for storing address of employee, and mobile name, mobile variable will store employee's mobile name, mobile number, sorry. Salary for employee salary. This is the variable section. Now we need to create connection to the server and database. So this variable, which is the AudioDB connection variable, needs to initialize by creating a new database connection, AudioDB connections. By this line, this code, we can assign the new connection into this variable. Next line will open a connection with a special driver to the database. It will create connection to the database by using this driver. This is the special driver which you need to download from internet and install in your computer. I will show you how you can download it. you will have to search on Google. Mm, just this is the name of driver. Just type it and search on the Google. MySQL connector ODBC 5.3.6 Win32. Win32 is the configuration of your MS Office version. Two types of versions are there for MS Office. First is the Win32 and second is the Win64, which is dependent on your Windows version. uh, link Links are displayed here, so take it. First link, just open it. Okay. It's displayed. There are two types of version. First is for 32-bit MS Office and second is 64-bit Office. My computer has 32-bit MS Office, so I have installed 32-bit of this driver. You can install according to your MS Office version. Just download this driver to run this by clicking these two download buttons. When you install this driver, give this reference. This is the driver name which is going to be used. MySQL ODBC 5.3 Unicode driver. Unicode word is used to give your application facility to use Unicode characters. If you use Unicode driver, you can put Unicode characters in your database. Otherwise you can't input Unicode characters. So I use Unicode driver because I need to store my regional language in my database. So this reference need to write here. Driver name equal to this driver name. Server name is coming from text box 1. From here, database name is coming from text box 4. This is the text box 4. User ID is coming from text box 2. This is text box 2. And finally password is coming from text box 3. This is the text box 3. Table name, this is the table name. This is the table name which is coming from text box 5. So all these informations are coming from text boxes. Okay, now this line will create an instance of record set object and assigned it to rs variable. As I explained, record set is the collection of group of records which gives you functionality to manipulate your database records, adding, editing and deleting the records. So we need to have an record set object, record set variable. and this line will get the last row of your used criteria. In this case, this is the last row, which is 16, which is 16. So in this variable, the last row, which is 16, is will be stored in this variable. Now we need to manipulate this range one by one. We need to take one by one these records and store it to our database. So there should be a loop to access these records. I used for loop from row number 9 because starting number is row number 9. So I started from row number 9, and for loop will be end to T row, which is the last row of this range. In this loop we need to take all these informations into variables. There are 4 fields, so all these 4 records will be in our variable. Check this reference sheet 2, column number B, and row number is from the for loop, which will be varied as well as a loop will be increased. So all this information from sheet will be in our variable. This line will create SQL command, and this command will insert all these records into our database. You all know that insert into, this is the table name which is coming from text box 5, and values, these are the values which is coming from our variables. So this is the typical SQL command and very popular. Insert into table name, values, these are the values. You need to keep in mind that there are many special characters are used, so you need to be very careful. These special characters should be used very carefully, and this command will be stored in this string variable. This line, the next line, will run this command. Just open our record set object by this command, and this command will be run. This line will run this command, which is stored in SQL str. Okay, this is the major part of this program, which is I think easy. There is no complications, so I hope you understand this loop. Now we need to release all those variables by setting it nothing. rs record set is nothing. We close the connection here and assign nothing value to connection variable, and finally we will show a message to the user data inserted successfully. So this is the command of add new records button, this button. Now I will explain this button, delete all records from database. Just I created some variables, I explained it before. This is the AudioDB connection, this is the command is a string variable for SQL command, and this is record set variable. Need to connect database connection, set connection to new AudioDB connection, and open our driver with database credentials. I explained it before. This is the record set button, record set object variable, and this is the command to delete all the records from our database. Delete from table. This is the table name which is coming from text box 5, and this line will run this command. Okay, that's it. There is not more lines, and finally we need to close all the variables. Record set is nothing, connection is closed, and connection assigned to nothing. And finally we need to display the message for user that shows records are deleted. Okay, then finally refresh button, which retrieves all the records from database to the Excel sheet. This is the connection variable, I explained it before. This is the string variable which is used to command SQL command. This is the record set variable, and this is the typical local variable. Database connection area, set connection equal to new AudioDB connections. I described it before. Open your driver, which is the Unicode driver for your Unicode characters, and server name, database name, user ID, and password. All these informations are coming from text boxes which I created in my Excel sheet. This is the record set object variable, and this is the typical SQL command which extract all the data, all the records from database table. Select star from table name, which is coming from text box 5, and this line will run this command. Finally, before displaying these records in our spreadsheet, we need to clear that range where these records will be appeared. So T row for last row of our worksheet which is used, and this line will clear contents of this range B9 to E last row, whatever is the last row which is used. So this range will be cleared, and finally this line will assign record set data to our B9 cell. It means all those records which are stored in this variable, record set variable, all those records will be put in the B9 range, B9 cell. It means when whole records will be putted on this cell, all the records will be displayed one by one, as like you can see here. Finally, we released uh, all the variables. This is records variables, assigned it to nothing, connection closed, and connection equal to nothing. So all this coding I explained you. Now I will show you by running it again. Just watch it carefully. There are some records. First of all, I clear it by clicking delete all button. Now check it. There are no records. All records will have been erased. Now I click on it, add records button. So all these records which are displayed here on the spreadsheet will be stored successfully. Now run this query again. Yes, if you click on it again, then these records will be copied again. So once time I click it and I run this query. So as you can see, the records will be duplicated. Okay, so this button will store all these records in your database. Now when I click on delete button, delete all those records will be deleted from the database. Check it. Okay, records are deleted. Now when I click it, now when I click this button, refresh button, then all those records will be there. Because of there is no records, so nothing happened. I put some records, employee address, mobile, and salary. I put some record here, mobile number and salary. Okay, I put it and clear it again, and when I refresh it, then those records will be there. Employee address, mobile, and salary. Okay, that's it. This is my program. Thanks for watching.